Welcome to KC Concrete's Health and Safety Onboarding Program. Safety is a core value of our company and a shared responsibility across every division, location, and role. Whether you work in ready mix and pumping, landscape and masonry, engineered precast, or in a support role, your safety, and the safety of those around you, is our top priority. This presentation will introduce you to our safety expectations, safe work practices, and workers' compensation processes. Our goal is simple. Everyone goes home safe, every day. Let's get started. Welcome to KC Concrete, and thank you for being here. We're excited to have you join our team. At KC Concrete, we value safety, respect, teamwork, and excellence in everything we do. Your health and safety, both physical and mental, are a top priority for us. This orientation will introduce you to key elements of our safety management system. You'll learn about our mental health support anchor point, our commitment to preventing harassment in the workplace, and how we use Site Docs as our digital safety management system. Together, these tools and commitments help create a work environment that is safe, respectful, and supportive for everyone. As part of your onboarding, we'd like to introduce the members of our Safety and Environment team. Charles LeBlanc is our Safety and Environment Coordinator, and Sebastian Macalupu Zapata is our Safety and Environment Assistant. They are responsible for supporting our safety programs, ensuring compliance with safety regulations, and providing guidance on safe work practices across all divisions. They are also key contacts for incident reporting, training, inspections, and general safety questions. If you ever have a safety concern, need clarification on procedures, or require support, please don't hesitate to reach out. The safety team is here to help ensure everyone goes home safe. This slide, and the next, outlines key leadership and operational contacts for our Nova Scotia locations. Each site has designated managers and supervisors responsible for ready mix operations, production, precast, office administration, and health and safety. Your first point of contact for day-to-day questions should always be your direct supervisor or plant manager. For safety-related concerns, the Health, Environment, and Safety team is also available to provide support. We encourage open communication. If you're unsure who to contact, speak with your supervisor and they will guide you to the appropriate person. Similar to the prior slide, this slide outlines key leadership and operational contacts in the remaining locations shown. Please feel free to keep note of any key names and contact numbers that are relevant to your position and location. This slide provides the names and contact information for ready mix operations in New Brunswick. Finally, this slide provides the names and contact information for all locations related to landscape and masonry, overseen by General Manager Brian Emanuel. In this section, we'll review our health and safety policies. These policies outline the standards, procedures, and expectations that help keep our workplaces safe and compliant across all locations. They are designed to protect you, your coworkers, our customers, and the public. Understanding and following these policies is a condition of employment and a shared responsibility. Safety is not just a program, it's part of our culture. Let's review the key policies that support that commitment. KC Concrete is committed to protecting our employees, our customers, and our physical assets from accidental loss or injury. Our health and safety policy outlines our responsibility to provide and maintain a safe and healthy work environment in compliance with provincial occupational health and safety legislation. Safety is a shared responsibility. Management is responsible for providing safe systems of work, proper training, and maintaining equipment and facilities. Employees are responsible for following safe work procedures, using required protective equipment, and performing their duties safely. Accidents can be prevented through strong leadership and active employee involvement. Safety is not optional. It is part of how we operate every day. In addition to our health and safety policy, there are other important company policies that support a safe and respectful workplace. KC Concrete maintains a zero-tolerance approach to harassment, discrimination, and bullying. Any such behavior is taken seriously and addressed in accordance with our progressive discipline process, which is reviewed in the HR onboarding presentation. We are also committed to supporting mental health and well-being across the organization. Creating a culture where employees feel supported is part of our overall safety commitment. Our no smoking policy strictly prohibits smoking in any company facility or vehicle. Smoking is permitted only in designated areas and during scheduled break times. These policies help maintain a safe, healthy, and professional work environment for everyone. Finally, at KC Concrete, we want to make sure our frontline workers have the right footwear to stay safe on the job. That's why every eligible employee receives a safety boot allowance of up to $200 each year. To make it easy, the Work Authority mobile boot truck comes right to our locations in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick when requested. You'll be notified ahead of time, and when the truck arrives you can try on and choose the style and size that work best for you. A completely hassle-free experience. If you decide to purchase a pair that costs more than your allowance, you can still get them by simply paying the difference with cash, debit, or credit card. Under provincial occupational health and safety legislation, every worker has 3 fundamental rights: the right to know, the right to participate, and the right to refuse unsafe work. You have the right to be informed about workplace hazards and to receive proper training and supervision. You have the right to participate in safety discussions and to raise concerns without fear of retaliation. And if you believe work is unsafe, you have the right to refuse that work until it has been properly assessed. With these rights come responsibilities. Employees must follow safe work procedures, use required protective equipment, report hazards, and work in a way that protects themselves and others. Safety is a shared responsibility, and everyone plays a role. In accordance with the Occupational Health and Safety Acts of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, every employee has specific legal duties and responsibilities. First, you are required to comply with the Occupational Health and Safety Act and its regulations. This means becoming familiar with applicable workplace legislation and following established safety procedures. Second, you must ensure safe conduct by understanding and complying with all workplace requirements, including policies, procedures, and training. Finally, you are responsible for reporting hazards immediately. If you identify a safety concern, notify your supervisor or manager right away. Prompt reporting helps prevent injuries and protects everyone in the workplace. In addition to the responsibilities already discussed, employees are required to use personal protective equipment, or PPE, correctly at all times. This includes wearing and maintaining the appropriate protective gear for your role and ensuring it is in good condition. Employees must also cooperate with anyone responsible for enforcing occupational health and safety legislation. This includes members of the Joint Health and Safety Committee, supervisors, and external enforcement officers when applicable. Working together and following these requirements helps ensure compliance and, most importantly, keeps everyone safe. Under the Occupational Health and Safety Acts of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, employers are required to provide appropriate personal protective equipment, and employees are required to use it properly. At all concrete plant locations, the following PPE is mandatory: hard hats, hearing protection where required, safety glasses, high-visibility clothing, task-specific gloves, and steel-toed boots. Some areas may exceed 85 decibels, making hearing protection essential. Supervisors will provide additional task-specific PPE as needed. Wearing your required PPE at all times is not optional. It is a critical part of preventing injuries and ensuring everyone goes home safe. As an employee, you have important rights under occupational health and safety legislation. First, you have the right to know. This means you are entitled to be informed about workplace hazards and to receive the training and supervision necessary to perform your job safely. Second, you have the right to participate. You can contribute to safety discussions and initiatives, including being part of a joint health and safety committee. Third, you have the right to refuse unsafe work if you believe it presents an imminent danger to your health or safety. You also have the right to raise concerns or file a complaint without fear of retaliation. These rights exist to protect you and ensure a safe and fair workplace. If you believe work is unsafe, the first step is to report your concern immediately to your supervisor or manager. The issue will be reviewed and, if resolved, you will return to work. If the matter is not resolved, it is brought to the Joint Health and Safety Committee for further review. If the committee unanimously determines the work is safe, you must return to work. If changes are recommended and implemented, you may return once the concern has been addressed. If the issue remains unresolved, the matter may be referred to a Department of Labor inspector. The inspector will investigate and determine whether the work is safe. You are protected from retaliation for exercising this right, and the process ensures concerns are handled fairly and thoroughly. To support a safe work environment, we have developed detailed codes of practice and written procedures that outline how work must be performed safely across all divisions. Safe Job Procedures, or SJPs, provide step-by-step instructions for safely operating equipment and completing specific tasks in our precast, block, batching, and landscape and masonry operations. Safe Work Practices, or SWPs, outline the proper way to perform routine or lower-risk tasks. These documents help identify hazards, apply consistent controls, and prevent injuries and incidents. Following these procedures is mandatory and is an essential part of working safely at KC Concrete. In addition to safe job procedures and safe work practices, our safety manual serves as the foundation of our occupational health and safety program. It outlines company policies, defined roles and responsibilities, procedures, and the controls in place to prevent injuries, illness, and regulatory non-compliance. We also maintain clear emergency procedures that provide step-by-step instructions for responding safely to situations such as fires, spills, medical emergencies, or severe weather. All employees are expected to be familiar with these documents and follow them at all times to ensure a safe and prepared workplace. A Job Hazard Assessment, or JHA, is a process used to identify workplace hazards, assess risks before work begins, and apply the appropriate safety controls to prevent injuries. Before starting any task, you are expected to review the applicable JHA to ensure you understand the hazards and required safety measures. If you identify new hazards or if the scope of work changes, you must report this to your manager. If work conditions are not safe, you are required to stop work and notify your supervisor immediately. Following all safety procedures and PPE requirements is a critical part of the job process and helps protect everyone on site. In the event of an emergency, act quickly and safely. If the fire alarm sounds or you are directed to evacuate, stop work immediately and leave the building using the nearest safe exit. Stay calm, follow instructions, and cooperate fully with supervisors and emergency responders. If it is safe to do so, shut down equipment before exiting, but do not delay your evacuation to gather belongings. Once outside, move to a safe area away from the building and report to the designated muster point so attendance can be confirmed. Do not block fire hydrants or emergency personnel, and do not re-enter the building until you are authorized to do so. If necessary, call 911 and clearly provide the civic address. A toolbox talk is one of the ways we communicate important information to employees on a regular basis. These short discussions cover topics such as safety reminders, hazard awareness, process updates, or other workplace changes. Toolbox talks are typically presented by your plant or site representative. After each talk, employees are asked to sign and acknowledge that they have received and understood the information. It's important to note that toolbox talks are not disciplinary in nature. They are a proactive communication tool designed to keep everyone informed, aligned, and working safely. KC Concrete has established a Joint Occupational Health and Safety Committee, or JOHSC, across the organization. This committee brings together safety representatives who meet regularly to identify, discuss, and address workplace health and safety concerns. The JOHSC plays an important role in reviewing incidents, recommending improvements, and supporting ongoing safety initiatives across all divisions. If you have a safety concern or suggestion, you are encouraged to bring it forward to your plant representative or contact the safety coordinator directly. Open communication is essential to maintaining a safe and proactive workplace. This slide lists the members of our Joint Occupational Health and Safety Committee and designated safety representatives at each location. These individuals serve as key contacts for workplace health and safety concerns, participate in regular safety meetings, and help review and improve our safety programs. They represent both management and employees to ensure balanced and collaborative safety oversight. Please take a moment to review and make note of the names listed for your location. If you ever have a safety concern, suggestion, or question, these representatives are available to support you. This slide outlines the Joint Occupational Health and Safety Committee members and safety representatives for our New Brunswick and Nova Scotia locations. Each location has designated representatives who support workplace safety, participate in safety meetings, and act as a resource for employees. Some locations also have an identified employer representative as part of the committee structure. Please take a moment to review the names listed for your site and make note of your local safety representative. They are available to receive concerns, answer questions, and support a safe working environment. OH&S stands for the Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System. It is Canada's national hazard communication system designed to ensure workers understand the risks associated with hazardous materials in the workplace. OH&S training helps you recognize hazard symbols, understand safety data sheets, and follow proper handling, storage, and emergency procedures. The training is important because it protects workers from hazardous exposure, helps prevent workplace accidents and illnesses, and ensures compliance with health and safety legislation. Understanding OH&S is a key part of working safely around chemicals and controlled products. As part of your safety training, you are required to complete OH&S training and testing. Remember, always read product labels, review the safety data sheets, and follow safe handling procedures when working with hazardous materials. A OH&S test link will be sent to your provided email through Skills Online NS. This test must be completed within your first day of work to ensure compliance with safety requirements. Your OH&S training will be finalized once onboarding is complete. Completing this training promptly is an important step in protecting yourself and your coworkers. In this next section, we're going to talk about incident and hazard reporting. At KC Concrete, reporting is a critical part of our safety culture. We cannot fix what we don't know about, and early reporting helps prevent injuries, equipment damage, and more serious incidents. Whether it's a near miss, unsafe condition, property damage, or a workplace injury, every report matters. In the following slides, we'll review what needs to be reported, how to report it, and your role in making sure concerns are addressed quickly and properly. Remember, reporting is not about blame. It's about prevention, protection, and continuous improvement. At KC Concrete, our goal is clear: zero lost time injuries across all locations. Achieving that goal takes more than policies and procedures. It requires the active participation of every single person on site. To maintain a safe workplace, you are expected to work safely at all times, complete hazard assessments when required, identify and control hazards before work begins, and follow all site rules and safety procedures. These are not optional. They are core expectations of everyone on our team. Safety is a shared responsibility. Your awareness, your decisions, and your willingness to speak up make a real difference in preventing injuries. If you are ever unsure about a task or believe something is unsafe, stop work and ask for guidance. Thank you for doing your part to protect yourself, your coworkers, and our workplace. Reporting incidents and near misses is not optional. It is part of your legal responsibilities under the Occupational Health and Safety Acts of Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. As employees, we are required to report hazards, unsafe conditions, and incidents promptly. Reporting near misses is especially important because it allows us to prevent future incidents. A near miss is a warning sign. It tells us something could have gone wrong. When we investigate and address those situations early, we reduce the risk of someone getting hurt. Consistent reporting also strengthens our safety culture. It creates an environment where safety is prioritized and employees feel confident speaking up without fear of blame. Finally, near-miss reporting supports proactive risk management. It gives us insight into potential hazards so we can put controls in place before an accident occurs. If you see something, say something. Your report could prevent the next injury. A near miss is an event where no one was injured and no property was damaged, but the situation easily could have resulted in harm. It's a warning sign that something in our process, environment, or controls needs attention. Near misses often highlight gaps in safety measures, training, communication, or hazard identification. They show us where improvements are needed before a more serious incident occurs. They also provide an important opportunity to learn. Instead of waiting for someone to get hurt, we use near misses to strengthen our procedures and prevent future incidents. Some common examples include a tool falling from height and narrowly missing someone, a forklift stopping just in time to avoid a collision, a worker slipping but regaining balance, or equipment malfunctioning without causing injury. If you experience or witness a situation like this, report it. A near miss today could prevent a serious injury tomorrow. All near misses and incidents must be reported immediately. Timely reporting allows us to respond quickly, address hazards, and prevent a similar event from happening again. The first step is to notify your supervisor or manager as soon as possible. Clear communication ensures the situation can be assessed right away. Next, you are required to complete the company's incident report form and site docs. This creates proper documentation and allows the safety team to track and review the event. You may also be asked to participate in the investigation process. Investigations are not about blame, they are about identifying root causes and preventing recurrence. Remember, a near miss, sometimes called a close call, is an unplanned event that did not result in injury, illness, or damage, but had the potential to do so. It's an early warning sign. Reporting these events is one of the most important ways you contribute to a safer workplace. Site Docs is our digital safety management system. It's the platform we use across KC Concrete to access, complete, and track all safety-related information in one centralized place. With Site Docs, you can review safe work procedures and other important safety documents anytime you need them. You can also complete inspections, checklists, and required forms directly from your phone or tablet, making reporting quick and efficient. Most importantly, Site Docs allows you to easily report hazards, incidents, and near misses as soon as they occur. It also tracks training records and safety acknowledgements, ensuring everything is documented properly. We use Site Docs because it keeps our safety information current, reduces paperwork, and makes safety accessible anytime, anywhere. By using the system consistently and accurately, you're helping maintain a strong, transparent, and proactive safety culture across all of our locations. As an employee, you are expected to actively use Site Docs as part of your daily work. This includes reviewing required safety documents, completing assigned forms and inspections, and reporting hazards or unsafe conditions as soon as you identify them. You are also responsible for signing off on any training and procedures you've been instructed on. Your acknowledgement confirms that you understand the expectations and how to perform your work safely. It's important to remember that Site Docs is a safety tool, not a disciplinary tool. The information entered into the system helps us identify trends, prevent injuries, and continuously improve our safety processes. Honest and timely reporting is encouraged and appreciated. Once you submit a form, be sure to notify your immediate supervisor so they are aware and can take any necessary action. And if you're ever unsure how to use Site Docs, don't hesitate to ask your supervisor for guidance. We're here to support you. This slide walks you through the main features of Site Docs and how you'll use them day to day. First, the Home option takes you back to the main dashboard. Here, you'll see your to-do list, including forms that need to be completed today and upcoming tasks. You can also access shortcuts, track signed documents, follow up on items, and log out of the app from this screen. The Forms option is where you'll find the safety forms used in your daily tasks. This includes safety inspections, incident and near-miss reports, investigation forms, and other required documentation. Under Resources, you'll find important safety materials such as safety data sheets, safe job procedures, safe work practices, the safety manual, and toolbox talk information. This is your reference library for doing the job safely. The Workers section lists employees at your worksite location, helping you understand who is assigned to the same site. The Monitor option allows managers to track employees' completion of required tasks and helps employees stay on top of assigned tasks to ensure deadlines are met. Finally, the Chat feature allows you to communicate directly with supervisors and coworkers and receive instructions related to safety documentation. Together, these tools make it easy to access information, complete required tasks, and report concerns, all in one place. If you are injured at work, it's important to act quickly and follow the proper steps. First, notify your supervisor immediately. Even if the injury seems minor, it must be reported right away. Second, contact a certified first aid provider at your location. A list of trained and certified first aid providers is posted on the Health and Safety Board in each plant. Make sure you are familiar with where that board is located. Third, follow the instructions given by the first aid provider. They are trained to assess the situation and determine the appropriate next steps. Under the Occupational Health and Safety Act, an accident is defined as an unplanned event that results in injury, illness, or property damage. This is why timely reporting and proper first aid response are critical. Prompt reporting ensures you receive appropriate care, helps us meet our legal obligations, and allows us to investigate and prevent similar incidents in the future. If an incident occurs, it's important to know where to go based on the severity of the injury. For minor injuries, go to first aid. If no medical treatment beyond first aid is required, the incident should be reported internally as an incident only and not submitted as a WCB incident report. Even minor injuries must still be documented. For a strain or sprain, you may be directed to a physiotherapist or chiropractor for assessment and treatment. Early treatment helps prevent further complications and supports a safe and timely return to full duties. For severe injuries, go directly to a hospital or doctor. If the injury is serious or life-threatening, call 911 immediately. Your health and safety always come first. No matter the severity, always notify your supervisor right away so proper reporting and follow-up can take place. Health and safety isn't just about preventing physical injuries, it also includes protecting our psychological well-being. Psychological safety means working in an environment where employees feel respected, supported, and safe from harassment, bullying, violence, and undue stress. A psychologically safe workplace encourages open communication, early reporting of concerns, and mutual respect among coworkers. At KC Concrete, we expect everyone to contribute to a culture where people feel comfortable speaking up, asking questions, and raising concerns without fear of retaliation. It's also important to understand that under Section 3(r) of the Nova Scotia Occupational Health and Safety Act, health and safety includes both physical and psychological safety. That means creating a respectful, supportive work environment is not only the right thing to do, it's also part of our legal responsibility. We all play a role in building and maintaining that environment every day. This slide introduces one of our 2026 health and safety initiatives, Speak Up Without Judgment. At KC Concrete, we believe everyone deserves a workplace where they feel safe, respected, and valued. Psychological safety is just as important as physical safety. When people feel comfortable speaking up, we prevent incidents, solve problems faster, and build stronger, more connected teams. Speaking up should never result in blame, embarrassment, or retaliation. Whether you're raising a safety concern, admitting a mistake, or suggesting an improvement, your voice matters. Respect in the workplace means listening without interrupting, treating others with dignity, using professional language, and maintaining zero tolerance for bullying, harassment, or discrimination. Psychological safety means you can raise concerns without fear, learn from mistakes instead of hiding them, and trust that your ideas will be heard. Leaders and supervisors play a key role by responding constructively and setting the tone for open communication. Remember, respect isn't just a policy. It's a daily practice. When we speak up without judgment, we protect one another and strengthen our safety culture. At KC Concrete, your safety includes both your physical and mental health. There is a free and confidential program available to support your mental health and overall well-being in the construction industry. The Anchor Point Member Assistance Program, or MAP, is offered through Construction Safety Nova Scotia in partnership with Merit Nova Scotia. This program provides access to professional counseling, legal and financial guidance, and health and life support services for workers and their families across Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. If you're feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or facing challenges at work or at home, support is available. Reaching out is a sign of strength, not weakness. You can access the program using the QR code shown on this slide. Your privacy is protected, and no one at the company is notified if you use the service. Taking care of your mental health is an important part of staying safe and healthy on the job. Now we're going to review information about the Workers' Compensation Board, commonly referred to as WCB. WCB is a provincial insurance system that provides wage replacement benefits, medical coverage, and rehabilitation support to workers who are injured on the job. It also protects employers by ensuring workplace injuries are handled through a structured, regulated process. At KC Concrete, we are registered with WCB in both Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, and we follow all provincial reporting requirements. It's important for you to understand when an injury must be reported, how the reporting process works, and what to expect if medical treatment is required. The goal is always prevention first, but if an injury does occur, we want to make sure it is reported properly and managed in a way that supports your recovery and safe return to work. Let's take a closer look at WCB of Nova Scotia and WorkSafe NB. These organizations are the workplace injury insurance providers in their respective provinces. They are fully funded by employers, not by tax dollars, and they operate under a no-fault system. That means if a worker is injured on the job, benefits are provided regardless of who was at fault. WCB and WorkSafe NB focus on several key priorities. First and foremost is injury prevention, helping workplaces reduce risks before injuries occur. They also provide support to injured workers and employers throughout the claims and recovery process. Another major priority is ensuring a safe and timely return to work. The goal is always to support recovery while helping employees return to meaningful and appropriate duties as soon as it is medically safe to do so. Finally, they work in partnership with employers, workers, and safety organizations to promote a strong culture of workplace health and safety across the province. Understanding how WCB works helps you know what to expect if an injury ever occurs and reinforces why reporting incidents promptly is so important. This slide outlines your responsibilities under the workers' compensation system. If you are injured at work, you are expected to take all reasonable steps to reduce or eliminate any permanent impairment and loss of earnings. In other words, you must actively participate in your own recovery. You are required to cooperate with any treatment that, in the opinion of the board, supports your recovery. This may include attending medical appointments, physiotherapy, or other recommended rehabilitation services. It's also important to provide full, honest, and accurate information to the board about your injury and claim. If your circumstances change in a way that could affect your entitlement to compensation, such as returning to work or changes in your medical condition, you must notify WCB immediately. If requested, you may be required to attend a medical examination arranged by the employer or the board. You are also expected to cooperate fully with any return-to-work program that is developed to help you safely transition back to your duties. Finally, it's important to understand that failure to meet these responsibilities could result in compensation being suspended, reduced, or terminated. The overall goal of WCB is recovery and safe return to work, and that process requires cooperation from everyone involved. We're now going to talk about our return-to-work program. At KC Concrete, our goal is always to prevent injuries, but if an injury does occur, our focus shifts to supporting recovery and helping employees return to work safely and as soon as reasonably possible. A return-to-work program is not about rushing someone back before they're ready. It's about working together, the employee, supervisors, healthcare providers, and WCB, to identify safe, suitable duties based on the worker's functional abilities. Staying connected to work during recovery often leads to better physical, mental, and financial outcomes. This program is designed to support you, promote healing, and ensure a safe and successful transition back to your regular duties. This slide outlines the Direct Access program for physiotherapy and chiropractic services. Direct Access is designed to help workers with musculoskeletal injuries, such as strains or sprains, get assessed and treated quickly so they can return to work as soon as possible. These types of injuries account for a significant portion of time loss claims in Nova Scotia, which is why early intervention is so important. One key benefit of this program is that a physician referral is not required. If you experience a work-related musculoskeletal injury, you can go directly to an approved physiotherapy or chiropractic clinic for assessment. The healthcare provider will assess your functional abilities, in other words, what you can safely do, rather than focusing only on the injury itself. This helps determine whether you can return to your regular job or perform modified or transitional duties. If your functional abilities match available duties, you can return to work safely and appropriately, often much sooner. The goal is early treatment, safe recovery, and keeping you connected to work whenever possible. This slide highlights the key benefits of the Direct Access program. First, it allows for early identification of functional abilities, issues, and potential barriers to returning to work. Instead of waiting for appointments or referrals, employees can be assessed quickly, which helps everyone understand what the worker can safely do. Second, it provides injured workers with faster access to the care they need, when they need it. Early assessment and treatment can significantly reduce, and in some cases eliminate, time lost from work. Finally, Direct Access supports a safe and timely return to the workplace. By focusing on functional abilities and transitional duties, we can help employees recover while staying connected to work whenever possible. The overall goal is simple: quicker care, safer recovery, and better outcomes for everyone. We're now going to talk about our return to work program. At KC Concrete, our goal is always to prevent injuries, but if an injury does occur, our focus shifts to supporting recovery and helping employees return to work safely and as soon as reasonably possible. A return to work program is not about rushing someone back before they're ready. It's about working together, the employee, supervisors, healthcare providers, and WCB, to identify safe, suitable duties based on the worker's functional abilities. Staying connected to work during recovery often leads to better physical, mental, and financial outcomes. This program is designed to support you, promote healing, and ensure a safe and successful transition back to your regular duties. This slide outlines the purpose of our return to work policy. The core objective of our RTW program is simple: to support the safe and timely return of injured workers to their jobs. Our focus is always on safety first, ensuring that any return to work aligns with medical guidance and the worker's current abilities. When an injury occurs, the return to work team works collaboratively to develop a plan tailored to the individual. That means considering the worker's functional abilities, the nature of their role, and identifying meaningful, suitable duties where necessary. This is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Each plan is customized to meet the specific needs of the worker while supporting recovery and maintaining connection to the workplace. By working together, we help promote healing, reduce time away from work, and ensure a smooth and supportive transition back to full duties. This slide outlines your responsibilities within our Return to Work program. First and foremost, you are expected to report all near misses and workplace injuries immediately. Early reporting allows us to address hazards quickly and ensure proper support is in place. If you are injured, you must promptly inform your supervisor and provide complete, accurate, and timely information to the WCB of Nova Scotia or WorkSafe NB, depending on your location. Transparency and communication are essential throughout the process. You are also expected to take reasonable steps to reduce further injury risk and to actively participate in any required medical treatment or assessments. If management or the WCB requests a medical evaluation, cooperation is required. If there are any changes that could affect your claim or your ability to return to work, you must notify the WCB immediately. Most importantly, active participation and cooperation in the Return to Work program is a shared responsibility. By working together and adhering to provincial workers' compensation legislation, we help ensure a safe, timely, and successful return to work. This slide explains what we mean by transitional duties. Transitional duties are temporary changes to an employee's regular job tasks that align with their current functional abilities. In other words, what they are medically able to do safely while recovering. These duties are not permanent job changes. They are short-term adjustments designed to keep employees engaged in meaningful work while supporting recovery. This might include modified tasks, reduced hours, lighter duties, or alternative responsibilities within the workplace. Providing transitional duties has important benefits. It helps reduce time away from work, minimizes loss of wages, and lowers overall claim costs and durations. Most importantly, it often supports a faster and more successful recovery. By focusing on what a worker can do, rather than what they can't, we create better outcomes for everyone involved. This slide highlights one of our key health and safety initiatives, the monthly Safety Champion program. The purpose of this initiative is to strengthen our safety culture by recognizing employees who lead by example. We want to create an environment where everyone feels safe to speak up, respected by their peers and supervisors, and supported in maintaining both their physical and psychological well-being. Each month, we recognize a safety champion who demonstrates strong safe work practices, identifies and reports hazards, actively participates in safety activities, and leads by example on site. Nominations are submitted to Charles LeBlanc by the last day of each month and are reviewed and voted on by the OH&S committee. The selected safety champion receives a $50 gift card as a thank you for their commitment to safety. This program reinforces an important message: safety leadership isn't about job title. It's about daily actions, accountability, and looking out for one another. As we wrap up this onboarding, we want to leave you with what truly matters most. The most important reason we make our workplace safe isn't work at all. It's the people and the lives waiting for us at home. Our families, our friends, our hobbies, the moments that matter outside these walls. Everything we've talked about today, PPE, hazard assessments, reporting near misses, speaking up without judgment, following procedures. It all comes down to one simple goal: making sure every single employee goes home safe at the end of every workday. Safety is not just a policy. It's not just a rulebook. It's a shared commitment. It's looking out for the person beside you. It's stopping work when something doesn't feel right. It's having the courage to speak up. At KC Concrete, we don't work safely just because we have to. We work safely because people are counting on us. Thank you for being part of our team, and for committing to protecting yourself and those around you. Let's work together so that everyone goes home safe, every day.